For months, the world has been watching, but what if everything we thought we knew about Celeste's death was just the surface? A body found in a Tesla, a possible second suspect, and David completely disappearing from sight. New evidence is surfacing that could change everything. Questions are piling up. Was someone trying to cover their tracks? Did David really move on? Or is there a deeper, darker plan behind all of this? The truth is far stranger than anyone expected, and it's only now starting to come to light. Hey everyone. I know I've been quiet on here for a while. This year has felt overwhelming, so much chaos, disasters, and stress happening everywhere. But I wanted to talk about something important. There are strong claims from reports that someone may have moved that Tesla back in late July, and just recently, the LAPD discovered new evidence about Celeste's final moments. And those findings have a link to David. According to news outlets, investigators say David isn't cooperating in Celeste's death case, and there's now a second possible suspect. David is still a key figure in the investigation, which sparked huge headlines after TMZ reported that Celeste was found frozen in David's car. The LA County Medical Examiner even said the freezing might make it impossible to know the exact cause of death. Police are still treating Celeste's death as possible foul play. They can even make an arrest without a confirmed cause if the evidence is strong enough. For a long time, people online were questioning when she actually died. Some wondered, if she passed away early in 2025, why wasn't there a noticeable smell until September? Sources close to the LAPD believe Celeste may have been kept frozen for some time. Removing a body from cold storage would slow down the natural process of decay, which could explain the delay. Investigators say this might also be why the medical examiner can't determine an exact cause. A theory about this spread like wildfire on TMZ. It became so viral that the LAPD had to publicly deny it and release real documents to clear up the misinformation. The police report revealed that on the night of December 30th into the morning of December 31st, 2024, David and Celeste were together in downtown Los Angeles. There were public photos of the two, and strange images found in David's camera roll. Investigators are also looking into whether a certain shed might be linked to what happened. They even mentioned a second person in the case. Bank records show David had been quietly paying rent on a private property that he never talked about, and a man named Neo was living there. Reports clarified these findings don't prove guilt, but based on David's online activity and a private investigator's claims, it's possible Neo was the one driving the Tesla last. Neo has since deleted David from social media and doesn't follow him anymore. While this hasn't been officially confirmed by the LAPD, it connects to earlier suggestions that someone else might have been involved. Right now, signs point toward Neo being that person. When asked whether this same person moved the Tesla, the response was cautious. The witness said they strongly believe someone moved it in late July before the tour, but they can't name anyone for sure. There's video of someone inside the house, but the person's face isn't clear. Only one person had access to the key at that time, which raises questions. Is it the same individual who moved the Tesla? Was another part of a plan unfolding? No one knows yet. The only thing that seems certain is that someone else was involved, and the mystery is still unfolding. As this story went viral, Neo started acting strangely online. Evidence shows that David and Neo no longer follow each other on social media. Questions immediately popped up. What really happened to Celeste? And who put her in the Tesla? Some wonder if Celeste might have seen something about David that others wanted hidden to protect his public image. Rumors even started suggesting that David had a relationship with Neo. While nothing is confirmed, their Instagram posts together are they posed like the Titanic couple, lounged in bed together, and spent a lot of time around each other. This has led people to speculate that David may have moved on from Celeste to Neo, and perhaps someone wanted to erase the evidence of his connection with Celeste. Another strange part of the case is David's sudden disappearance. He's been off the radar for 2 months, with no one publicly knowing where he is. Even the private investigator who has been tracking the case has no clue about his whereabouts. His team and management have stayed silent, and it seems only his attorney or maybe his parents might know where he is. On the day Celeste was identified in the car, David reportedly did something highly suspicious. Sources say that after hiring lawyers, he moved assets out of his name, possibly preparing for police action. For example, he transferred to houses he owns to his mother's name. Legally, transferring assets during an ongoing investigation raises serious red flags. Courts could view this as an attempt to hide property, known as a fraudulent transfer or fraudulent conveyance. Even if David moved the houses, the courts could challenge it. and those properties could still be used to satisfy any criminal or civil judgments. Despite trying to cover his tracks, the authorities could still investigate the house transfers, which means his plan might not work. Interestingly, David has made brief online appearances, like accidentally posting a new song called Rush on his BandLab account before quickly deleting it. These glimpses suggest he's still active, even while staying hidden. Maybe David didn't think posting his new song online was a big deal, but fans instantly reacted, asking if he was involved in the crime. That got him to delete it. His second appearance online was even stranger. People have been tracking all of his social media and online accounts, and reports show that while in hiding, David has been playing for. Fans actually tracked his account and saw him active in the game. It's wild that David hasn't made a single public statement about everything. Fans hoping he wasn't involved seem to have given up. One fan wrote, "If he's innocent, that shouldn't be his first response. He should have handled this differently." The private investigator following the case shared some insights. When asked about when Celeste passed away, the Pi said he doesn't have exact information. He believes it happened a while ago, maybe January or February, and that things could have changed since. The investigator added that often, people online overcomplicate things. In his view, the situation might have been a tragic decision that escalated. Perhaps someone didn't want to reveal a private relationship and put her in the Tesla. Plans to get rid of the car may have been considered but never followed through. There's also physical evidence in David's second home suggesting there could have been more to the plan. The Pi tried to determine when David was last at that property. While the exact date is unclear, he recorded a strange video in February, around the time Celeste had likely been gone for a few weeks. That same month, David leased a new red Tesla and stopped using the black one. Despite all the chaos in 2025, the natural disasters, turmoil, and general chaos, the message remains: don't lose hope. Stay strong and keep faith. God hasn't given anyone a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. So in times like these, keep that sound mind. Back to the investigation. The February video was taken at David's second house, leading the feds to believe Celeste had been living there before she passed. There are no confirmed sightings of her anywhere in 2025. Earlier in the case, police checked on David's parents' home in Texas. On September 18, David transferred his Texas homes into his mother's name. Interestingly, a day before that, police executed a search warrant at his Hollywood Hills rental. On the same day, a false report, essentially a swatting, claimed an incident at his parents' house. When police arrived, David's parents confirmed it was false. The goal of that call seems to have been to see if David was staying there. The timing is strange, but given the national attention this case has received, it's not entirely surprising. Every move is under scrutiny, and even the smallest detail is being watched closely. There are people online who know exactly how to use swatting to force police into someone's home. That's what happened here. Someone called 911, used David's parents' address, and sent police to the house with a completely fake story. Luckily, the officers figured out quickly it wasn't a real emergency and handled the situation professionally. But as new information surfaced, an old interview with David suddenly looked very troubling. In that interview, he described what he wanted his life to look like over the next 4 to 5 years. The timeline he gave lined up with the year Celeste would have turned 18. When asked where he saw himself in 5 years, David explained he hoped his music would take off the next year. He wanted every year to get bigger and crazier. By year 4, he planned to retire. By year 5, he wanted to disappear completely, living on an island with no social media, no digital trace, and no public life. Fans later realized something strange. The question was about 5 years into the future, but David only described plans for 4 years. That detail became even more unsettling when a second interview resurfaced. Before we get to that, it matters to note David is heavily into anime. There are reports showing Celeste and David wearing matching wigs, which fans believe was connected to an anime-style character he tried to create. In the interview, he talked about how his music videos were based on a manga idea. He wrote, "The main character was his alter ego, someone who committed serious crimes." David explained the story as a battle between two versions of himself, a detective and a violent alter personality. The detective tried to solve the crimes that his other self committed, almost like the movie Fight Club. He said that version of himself was an agent of chaos. It wasn't real evidence, but it was unsettling for many people to hear him say this out loud. Of all the storylines he could have chosen, he chose one involving his shadow self committing crimes. Fans couldn't ignore How strange it sounded now that the real case had unfolded. As many people have said, the connections feel too obvious to ignore. But what David didn't realize is that things were about to get even more serious. Federal evidence shows Celeste attended David's concerts last year. Whenever David performed on stage, Celeste stayed backstage with David's brother. For a long time, David and the people around him did a good job of hiding Celeste's presence. But eventually, they slipped. A report revealed a video of Celeste backstage at a David concert on June 27, 2024. She was standing next to David's brother and she was wearing the Hello Kitty sandals mentioned on her missing poster. That detail basically confirms it was her. It's shocking that nobody realized David had been around her for so long. He didn't even hide it at first. There's a clip from January 11, 2024, where he streamed on Twitch with Celeste right next to him. In the middle of the stream, he tells his mods to delete all the footage as soon as he ends it. Mods, delete all VO, delete the stream after it ends. It's hard to hear that and not assume they were hiding something from the very beginning. You might be wondering how David got away with it for so long or why no one spoke up earlier, but someone did. A former friend and collaborator who worked with David tried to expose him in 2023. He said he saw David talking to other fans and didn't want any part of it. He made it clear it wasn't about Celeste back then, it involved other girls. He even got hit with legal threats. His music with David was removed from platforms, and he received emails demanding he stop talking about it. He asked David directly about the accusations. David dismissed it all as people clout chasing and claimed there was no proof. After that, the situation was buried. But things got even stranger after the February video in David's other house. Months later, David was seen on live stream again, this time with another girl named Celeste at an arcade. Viewers thought this was the same Celeste from the Tesla because the girl wore a similar GAP sweater to the one in Celeste Rivas's missing poster. Fans were confused, and many believed the new Celeste was the one involved in the case. The coincidences were too specific to ignore, and suddenly, everyone realized David might not have been as careful as he thought. The discovery of a second Celeste has shaken the case and raised even more questions about David. Could he have intentionally created confusion, making people think the new Celeste was the same person the entire time? The two look alike, dress similarly, and the new Celeste became close with David just months after Celeste Rivas is believed to have passed. DJ academics even dug into David's song titles, and they're unsettling. Crashing, where did it go wrong? Ghost, where did you go? Afterlife. While song titles aren't legal proof, they add another layer of suspicion for many fans. Another video resurfaced showing David cleaning shoes. Fans noticed that the last pair he cleaned matches the shoes Celeste was wearing in the missing persons poster. Celeste's brother has spoken out, emphasizing how difficult this has been for the family. He said, "Why are people lying saying that I knew more? I didn't. Celeste did nothing but love me. I was one of the only people she loved. I never knew anything until the last time she left." Adding to the mystery, someone claimed to have found a Tesla keycard in front of David's house and handed it to law enforcement. It's unclear if it's linked to the same black Tesla David owned. Tesla owners point out that the card fits the type of car David drove, the one that reportedly had a foul odor inside. Investigators discovered a body wrapped in plastic in that vehicle. The Tesla itself is critical evidence because it's covered in cameras and stores a ton of location data, tracking exactly where the car has been. Authorities are taking their time, but this kind of data can lead to a clear outcome. The timeline is also strange. David's Tesla was repossessed on September 8, even though he started his tour on August 5 to 9. Reports say the car had been sitting for over 30 days before being impounded. David had called Tesla to report it missing during that period, but the car wasn't moved. Anyone can call Tesla to track a missing vehicle, so the fact it stayed there for over a month raises questions. From the timeline, it seems the car was left untouched for weeks, potentially a week or more before his tour began. Fans have noted the disturbing implications, especially given Celeste's age and the nature of the case.